I love a great sandwich, especially when it's prepared with fresh and flavorful ingredients. And this carpaccio of beef sandwich, with garlic, fresh herbs, roasted red pepper, and aged Italian provolone on a fresh loaf of ciabatta is a real favorite of mine. Follow my recipe, and it may well become one of your favorites too. Start with a fresh piece of beef. Use a tender premium cut like sirloin that's been very thinly sliced. There's no need to slice it yourself if you don't want to. I'm using some freshly sliced beef carpaccio that I bought from my local butcher. And if it wasn't readily available, I'd simply ask the butcher to slice some for me. Because I'm using roasted red peppers in this sandwich, I'll place a few peppers on top of a gas burner to begin roasting them. Later, I'll remove the charred and blackened outer skin, along with the seeds, and they'll be ready to use. You can do the same, but if you don't have a gas burner, or simply don't want to do this step, you can always use some commercially available product, like these jarred roasted red peppers. Now comes the marinade, which uses a mixture of finely chopped fresh thyme and rosemary. After the herbs are chopped, pour some extra virgin olive oil into a bowl. But remember, a key element in the taste of this sandwich is the quality of the oil. So now's not the time to cut corners. To the olive oil, add the chopped fresh herbs, along with 2 cloves of pressed garlic, a splash of balsamic vinegar, and a small amount of Dijon mustard that will act as an emulsifier. Whisk vigorously to blend all the flavors. Once the elements of the marinade are mixed, brush a small amount onto the bottom of a sheet pan. Lay the sliced beef in shingled rows onto the tray. Drizzle and then brush more marinade on top. As you use the marinade, keep it from coming directly in contact with the raw meat. You'll need it later for dressing the finished sandwich. Thinly slice some shallots over the beef, and finish off with some salt and freshly ground black pepper. Slide the tray into a hot oven and roast for a few minutes until the meat has lost its red color and is heated through. While the beef is in the oven, slice the loaf of ciabatta in half, then lengthwise, and place it on a second sheet pan. Place some freshly washed rocket, also known as arugula, in a bowl and lightly toss it with a small amount of the marinade. Then place it on 1/2 of the ciabatta bread. Lay the roasted red pepper over the rocket, and then lay some fresh basil leaves on top of the roasted red pepper. When the beef is finished, remove it from the oven. If the row of shingled beef is extra wide, fold it in half, covering the shallots, and then lay the beef over the bed of rocket, roasted red peppers, and basil leaves. Top the beef with thin slices of aged provolone cheese. Brush or drizzle the remaining marinade on top of the other half of the ciabatta loaf. Set your oven to its broiler setting, and move the oven rack to a higher shelf under the broiler. Then slide the sheet pan with the finished sandwich into the oven. Once the cheese has melted, remove the sandwich, and get ready to enjoy. A large sandwich like this will feed at least 2, or cut it into smaller sections to serve more. A list of ingredients, along with the amounts and step-by-step directions for this recipe, are available to download in the recipes section at thefoodshow.net.